Hello there everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot, and today's reading is about your spirit guides. We're going to be meeting them, as well as maybe some ancestors who may be your guides or angels or any kind of divine beings that are part of your spirit team, to see who is guiding you and what messages they may have for you at this current moment. We have 3 piles here for you today. You have pile 1 with the blue candle, pile 3 with the orange candle, and this is pile 2 with the orange candle, and pile 3 with the green candle. So take a moment, bring in some light, take a few deep breaths, and be ready to meet your spirit team. And I'll be ready for this reading whenever you are. Hi there, pile 1. If you chose this blue candle, then we have your reading here for you about your spirit team and who they may be and what messages they have for you. So right away, I'm hearing that you are either very organized, or the ancestors that help you out help you to be very organized. There's something very systematic about the way you move and the way you do things. There's an automated sense to it. It's giving me Virgo energy for sure, or maybe Capricorn. Specifically, Mars in Virgo or Mars in Capricorn. I find that these 2 placements are really good at organization. Take that only if it resonates, of course. You don't have to have that placement, but let's start with the cards you chose. These are going to represent some of your guides as well as the energies surrounding you. We have guidance is golden, number 42. I feel like some of you may actually already tap into your spirit guides or ancestors, or work with like gods and goddesses, your whole spirit team, because this lets me know that you definitely appreciate the guidance that they give you. So maybe you're just here for some confirmation. We have the rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. We have the storm, the sacred flow of yes. Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. Yes, you are very protected, especially because the storm card came out. We have Sky Father, trust in the unknown. This is giving me Odin, or any kind of thunder god. Also Thor, but I feel like I trust Odin a little bit more. And I'll go into that a little bit, as well as Zeus if you go by the Greek pantheon, but any god or goddess that has to do with thunder for sure, because we have it here twice. We also have Great Teacher, learn from spiritual experiences, and Guinevere, true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. This is quite beautiful, pile 1. So let's go one by one on the some of the spirit guides that are coming through. One thing I do have to tell you though, some of them come and go. So these are who are around you currently whenever you watch this video. This is a timeless reading. So at the time that you watch this video, these are going to be at the forefront. The Sky Father though, this one is always with you. This is giving me, it's a masculine presence, like an older masculine presence, but he's very protective. It is giving me Odin, because I'm thinking of an all-father, not just Sky Father, but an all-father. It's also giving me Thor, Zeus. It's a very masculine presence that is like a father figure to you. It could also come through as a grandfather who's been watching you since you were very young, especially because I feel like this father or grandfather figure was not around for you. But it's a very protective energy because we have the storm and the arrow. The storm makes me think that you have gone through quite a few instances where you should have come out, like things should have gone bad, but they never did. And that's where this luck comes through. This spirit guide, I do feel like they've had an earthly presence. It could be both. It could be like both this divine godlike being and like a grandfather figure that work together to protect you. But there have been many instances in your life where you should have ended up like in way more dangerous situations or predicaments than you actually did. And some of you might see this as luck. You are very much blessed by luck. You're very lucky. But this is actually this person coming through, this guide coming through to protect you from very dangerous situations, to protect you from people. If you've ever, like when I'm being shown, and this is an example, I'm not saying this is what happens, it's like somebody comes to you at gunpoint, but then they change their mind and like go away. I feel like if there's ever been any threat coming towards you, this guide, this energy shushes, shoos them away like a fly. So, especially if you're somebody who's never really gone through anything traumatic, you can thank this guide. This guide is so protective over you. It's like, especially if you didn't have a father figure growing up, this is very much a father figure energy that is coming through. This could also be your father's higher self coming through if they are alive. They can be like guides to people, but you are so fiercely protected by this person. This person is just, I don't know why I keep saying person, because I know this is a spirit guide slash divine energy coming through, but this person cares about you so much. It's almost like they treat you like this rabbit here, where they want to protect you, they want to take care of you, they know you are something precious and somebody very important. Whoever this is aware of a gift or an ability that you have, and they want to protect you. And I'm having a very hard time trying not to tear up right now. So I really do feel like this is somebody within your family, because whenever I start feeling the tears, this is family coming through with all this love. But there is so much love from this character. He's very, very loving. Because we have this eagle here, I associate eagles with freedom because I'm from the US. So it's definitely giving me that they give you a sense of freedom. They want you to be free and fearless, and they want you to like just go all over the world and never once have to worry about anybody causing you any harm. This protective energy is so strong around you. It feels like a big set of arms just holding you tightly, like in a hug and in a protective stance at the same time. It's so loving. We have great teacher here with learn from spiritual experiences. So one of your guides is very much a teacher. And it's funny because I was just thinking about this like a few moments before I started recording. I was like, I love teachers so much because they put up with so much. They give us all this information. And I'm not talking about like the institution of education, especially if you live somewhere where education is kind of, I'm talking about real teachers who just really want to teach people to do things so that they can take care of themselves. Whoever this guide is, especially if you yourself work in if you're an educator, one, comment down below so I can give you all this love, because I love teachers. I was a bit of a teacher's pet growing up, and I appreciate people who take the time and patience to teach anybody anything, because humans are, they're a curious, we're a curious creatures for sure. But this person is a teacher, and they come through because they know you're also meant to be a teacher at some point in your life, Pile 1, whether you already are one or you will end up being one in the future, especially if you find yourself like either listening to a lot of like TED Talks or reading up things just to inform yourself. This teacher comes through in a way that if you end up talking to yourself about like subject matter that you just read about, this is that teacher that's coming through to kind of to help you process that information, especially if you did really well in school. If you didn't, this is still okay. But anytime that you've had trouble in school, I feel like this teacher came through to remind you of certain subjects that had to be done. Specifically, this teacher is actually more math related, and in some cases astrology as well. They work a lot with angles. They work a lot with astronomy. Certain aspects of science they are also very familiar with. And it's funny because I know we have like this very peaceful Jesus-like character here. But this teacher is making me think of mathematics for some reason, as well as sciences. And in some cases as well, some of them might be very biology based. They work with earth and nature. So yeah, these teachers, especially if you care about this subject matter, is coming through. And when it comes to biology, as well as the human body, the human body is coming through, especially for those of you who work in medical fields. And believe it or not, I hope I don't get censored for this, but sex education is a big thing. Whoever this teacher was, they lived in an environment and in a society in a past life, this spiritual guide, where sex was very sacred and important. Like, it's nowhere to the extent that it is today. I'm not sure what culture this is. I cannot put a name on it, and I'm not even getting any imagery. I think they have long forgotten this, but it's very sacred. Okay, I'm hearing Mesopotamia and Babylon. That's very interesting because I know nothing about that. Take that if it resonates, and if you know anything about these cultures, let me know. But it's very ancient and it's very sacred. So if you've ever felt the need to truly educate yourself on the human body, on human anatomy, on intercourse in general between two people, this is this teacher coming through to teach you this, because this is something that is very lacking in certain parts of the world right now. if any of that has ever called to you, you are meant to be an educator or somebody who progresses the education of that subject matter in certain areas. It's very important to them. And it's very important to the world in general because it's how we create life. It's a very important act. At least that's what they're telling me. You have very strong guides, pile one. Like the energy I'm embodying right now is it's kind of crazy. Both are masculine energies, but healthy masculine energies. I need you to understand that. Because it's interesting, because then we come over here to Guinevere with true love. You have a love goddess around you. She feels like Aphrodite. You can call her that. I'm trying to tap into her energy. She's always with you, but you reject her. Or at least you reject her in certain aspects. And I'm not talking about beauty. I'm talking specifically about relationships here and how you go about relating to people. It's almost like you only relate to people in one certain aspect, whatever that may be. Like you have a hard time getting to know certain people. But she's coming through to let you know that she wants to guide you to the people who are going to treat you right. I feel like she's fairly new. At least fairly new to you. Or if she isn't new, then she's been trying to contact you for a while. She's been trying to be part of your life. And I feel like some of you are opening up a little bit more to this love goddess. If you ever find yourself like either learning about fertility or wanting to dress up a little nicer, any time that you want to take care of yourself in a way that's going to impact how you look, feel, both on the inside and out, she's there. True love. Romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. She's going to help you bring in a partner who's going to change you for the better, or that you're going to change. You're going to create something together with this partner. She's going to help you with this. She's very loving and she thinks you are ready for this. And even if you're not ready, she's like, we need to do this because there's something about her that's a little bit urgent. It almost feels like a mother who's a little bit worried. Maybe that's another ancestor or guide that is coming through, or maybe like she sent her to you. It's like, please help her out, or please help him out. Whoever you are, pile one, please help my pile one out, because the love in their heart is a little cracked, is what I'm here. Like there's definitely love within your heart, pile one, but I feel like some of you are a little lost when it comes to romance, but that's okay. This is completely okay. It's part of the human experience. With the sacred flow of yes, this is giving me sacral chakra energy. So I feel like a lot of your spirit guides operate at this level. You may have come from especially a culture where work was like at the center of living, but not in a bad way, because it's work and celebration at the same time. Like when you celebrated, you were working, and when you were working, you celebrated, or you would work and then you would party just as hard. It's like play hard, work hard, play harder. So it's definitely this feeling of wanting to always do something. If you've ever felt yourself like you're very productive, or that you don't like to stay still and I'm hearing stagnant for a while, like you can't sit still. You always want to have things going and doing. This is that energy. These are your ancestors surrounding you and also encouraging you to be doing a lot. I feel like you come from a family like that, or a culture, or at some point in your history, in your lineage, in your heritage, there was this energy there. And it might only be you going through this right now, but it's definitely a feeling that whenever you get this certain rush to do a lot of things, your ancestors are there to help you. It's almost like they're lifting you up off the couch, and it's like, okay, let's get stuff done. I really do love this energy. This is going to be a mixed bag of a lot of things. All the piles are going to be like this. So if you were drawn to any other piles, there might be other energies there that might call to you. This is just like a little sample of it, because some people have a lot of guides, and some people have a lot of like different, especially if you yourself have lived multiple past lives, they're going to come through because you just kind of collect them. It's like having like a phone book or a contact list of all these guides, because you are capable of calling them in whenever you need them. And I feel like some of you do this naturally. Like, for example, if you're a creative person and you're about to draw or paint or do something creative, some of them will come through and start like influencing you and inspiring you for sure. But these are the main three that are coming out here. Like I said, you have a lot of luck on your side, and a lot of this has to do with your guides stepping in to help you out with certain situations. They really do, especially this protective energy. You might recall certain moments in your life, in your past, where, like I said, things should have gone wrong and they didn't. Like you could have been like on a news story about how somebody went missing or something like that, but then it didn't happen. And I feel like you might have had close calls, like a near-death experience or something like that. It, they were there to protect you, especially this Sky Father, All Father card. I didn't even read the thing. Trust in the unknown. Yeah, I feel like some of you are very trusting of the world, and it can come off as gullible. It can definitely come off as you not knowing what you're doing. But the thing is, you're so protected. You may have been overprotective as you were younger as well. But again, this was just this guide coming through your parents or your family to make sure that you were protected. This is quite lovely energy. Truly. I'm really curious about this love goddess though. I don't think it's Guinevere, but if you like Arthurian legend, this could be the case. Like I said, you could call her Aphrodite or Venus. That is a name that she will accept. Any love goddess that you prefer is fine. But she feels... I'm trying to pin her down. It's just a very sacred feminine energy in general. If you've been feeling like tapping into your sacred feminine, she's coming through, or the loving sacred masculine, you can tap into that as well. If you are a man or you identify as a man and you've had trouble with feminine energy, she's here to teach you how to treat... I don't like saying it like this, but this is how it's coming through, so I'm sorry, Pile 1. She's here to teach you how to treat a woman right, or how to treat her in a way that she will not mistreat you back, if that makes sense. She's going to give you like a very soft energy that is going to be... It's very loving. It's a very loving energy. But let's move on to the tarot. This is very interesting. I don't think I've ever channeled so many... They're all very strong and powerful, but you are so protected and you have luck on your side as well. But we're going to use the Mythos Tarot and the Tarot of the Divine. I was told to use these because some of your ancestors will... It's quite interesting. So the way gods and goddesses come through is through like one particular energy. It's like there's a theme. And whatever god and goddess comes through in that theme, that's just how you chose in this lifetime to perceive it. For example, when I chose to have like a masculine god come through, I guess whenever before I came into this life, I chose Odin out of all of them for whatever reason. He was the first deity that I saw whenever I started meditating and reawakening to my spiritual practice. I saw a man on a bleeding tree with one eye, and that's his myth. And it's interesting because I have a Catholic background. I grew up very Catholic. So it wasn't Jesus, though I know the crucifixion of Jesus is very similar. They're hanging on something so that they can, they're giving up something for us to have knowledge. I feel like for a lot of you, knowledge is a big thing. Like, you're very smart individuals, Pile 1, and you can thank your guides for this. I feel like to the point that whenever you're in a class or whenever you're working on something, you're actually channeling. So like I said, if you're an educator or if you're in university or college or something like that, drop me a comment below. I want to send you blessings. I typically don't ask for a lot of comments, but like I said, I want to send you my blessings and know that your guides are with you during these times of having to study. Some of you might be here to avoid studying or writing a dissertation or something. That's okay. I know, I've been there. Okay. But they didn't have tarot readings like this back when I was in college. Thank goodness. I would have been so distracted. Okay, so for my Pile 1, let's get on with the tarot. We have the Three of Coins, the Morai. These are the fates. We have the King of Coins, Hyperion. We have the Knight of Coins. Lots of coins. A lot of very grounded energy. Your guides help you stay grounded. They kind of, like I said, there's a lot of connection here to Earth. I feel like a lot of them have had Earth lives. Like they've had multiple lives here on Earth. And that's one way they can relate to you. We have the Nine of Wands with Dia. And the Nine of Swords. And then to clarify this, we're going to use the Tarot of the Divine. I do feel that you have a even mix of masculine and feminine. More masculine than feminine energies coming through, though. So this isn't to say that you yourself consider yourself masculine. These are just the ones that are coming through right now, especially because I feel like you're currently in an energy where you need to be protected by masculine energy. It's very interesting. So this will have to do with where you are currently or where you have recently been. Because the feminine energy that is coming through, at least in this deck, she's a fighter and they're fates. So we have wisdom and we have the ability to fight back. Okay, so let me, I'm getting distracted because I'm channeling so much. I'm sorry, pile one. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Queen of Swords. Lots of swords energy. We have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Like I said, there's a lot of, especially for those of you who are in your head a lot, there's a lot of energy here about whenever you're thinking, whenever you have certain thoughts, they come through. You have a very intellectual energy around you, Pile. Back of the deck energy for this, Demas. You have a very intellectual energy about you, Pile. One. So what this is telling me is like you could have Mercury in like the first house or Mercury very prominent within your chart. Mercury energy in general is important to you. You could also be a Gemini or a Virgo. It's also telling me that you might be a bit of an overthinker, and same, I'm the same, so I understand that. What they want to say is that if you ever want to tap into them, you have to clear the mind and meditate because they cannot get through if there's a lot of mental clutter in there, if you have too many thoughts. So if you ever want to tap into them or work with them, clear that mind, put yourself in a very relaxed setting, and allow your mind to be blank. Like just allow it to be blank, allow it to be clear. You can envision like a beach or something or a sky, especially a sky I'm hearing. Yeah, if you like to watch the sky like sunsets or sunrises, this is also true. But there's an energy here where like you have to have that mind clear in order for them to come through. And they like it when you do creative things because it allows your brain, it gives your brain a bit of a massage. It allows it to like stop working for a moment as you focus on like either drawing or painting or writing. They come through very easily when they do this. So they do encourage you to pick this up a little more if you want to connect with them. Especially because the ones that are coming through, they're very, they have a lot to tell you and they want to protect you. And they want to give you information on how to go about your life in the luckiest way possible. They want to bring luck into your life. I'm also hearing abundance. They do want to bring abundance into your life. When it comes to the love goddess, the nameless love goddess, you can give her whatever name you want. Just choose one, stick with her, and she'll come through. You have to reach out to her. With her, ask questions and they will be answered. With her, journal. Journal because you're working with feminine energy here. You have to be a little bit more assertive when it comes to that one. So the way I channel sometimes when I'm not doing videos, I channel better when I'm doing videos, and this is part of the reason I like to do YouTube readings, is I have to speak out loud, because if I don't speak out loud, then I'll start thinking. And then like my own mind and my own mind clutter will get jumbled up with what I'm channeling, if that makes any sense. I have to speak out loud so that I can hear myself talk because I'm being preoccupied with the noise. And then that's how the channeling works. It's very interesting. That's just the way I do it. But let's move on to the tarot here because I know I'm probably stalling for time. Some of you are really good talkers, or if you're not, your guides certainly are. Like I said, one of them, especially the teacher, the educator that is coming through, they were oral teachers. So the way they taught, because this is before, they had computers or before they wrote stuff on boards, they had to speak while they were teaching. Part of this is that was like one of the earliest versions of channeling. I'm getting ancient Greece or ancient Rome. I can't remember which one it was. But they're definitely coming through from that specific time where you would go to like that Colosseum looking area and you would listen to the educator speak. I'm being told educator, that's the word they're using. And you would hear them speak. This is how they learned back then. Especially because paper wasn't readily available all the time. So that's what that educator is from. So especially if you yourself like to talk, or if you're a teacher, you will sometimes channel things as you're teaching. Don't be afraid to go a little bit off course when it comes to teaching your students, or if you yourself need to learn something. There's something here about the throat chakra because it's very open for me right now, and I'm channeling this without even trying. I'm trying so hard to get back on the tarot, but this guide really wants to. They're a talker. If you ever find yourself like talking too much, this is who it is. Okay, so the Three of Coins and the Five of Swords. So what I'm being told is that they definitely want to work with you, especially when you go through times where you don't know what to do. Because what I'm being shown is that you tap into your intuition, but like you never choose the best option. You're always thinking that sometimes you have to lose something in order to gain something. That's what that Five of Swords is here. And the thing is, when you tap into your intuition, you should be able to manifest whatever you want. It is very possible to get everything you want out of something. Like, for example, if there's two parties involved and like you feel like you have to give up something in order to get something from that party, it is very much possible that you can both come out on top and get everything you want. Like, it shouldn't have to be a take some, leave some kind of energy. It can be a both of you winning type of energy. The Three of Coins is working in collaboration, not just with your spirit guides, but with the higher selves of the people that you work with. It's very, it is possible for you to have everything you want. You just have to ask your guides, and they're willing to help you out. Very willing to help you out. Believe it or not, you have had certain partners that you shared some of these guides with in the past. And if you've ever found yourself having a very pleasant, well, maybe not pleasant, but a very agreeable breakup with somebody, it's because you had similar guides, and those guides were kind of like being mediators between you and this person. Especially if that breakup went very smoothly, or if it went very well orchestrated. People can share guides. This is very much a thing. Some guides can be very specific to you, but you can share guides. I see this a lot with siblings, actually, especially because of course, the ancestors. But you can share guides, and gods and goddesses, well, everybody can tap into them. With the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, like I said, you're capable of manifesting very quickly. If you're not there already, you will be. And you will learn this again through tapping into your guides. There's going to be one that comes in that deals more with material wealth. They're stepping up very quickly right now because they're aware that everybody is in this scarcity mentality. A lot of people, the collective, are worrying about their finances, their material wealth, their assets. So there's going to be one that's going to come in. I am going to read from the book about Hyperion to see exactly what his deal is. It could be this, I don't know if he's a god or if he's just like a character in Greek mythology, but there is one that's going to step in. He's going to be a very stabilizing force. It's going to feel masculine, but it's actually very neutral. But for a lot of us, it's going to feel masculine because there's something about aggressively taking control of your finances that is coming through. And like I said, it's going to come by very fast. Eight of Wands is quick energy. With the Knight of Coins, Zephyros, and Queen of Swords, I'm seeing you're very intuitive, Pile 1. You really are, even if you think you aren't. The Queen of Swords is, again, clearing through the clutter, the mental clutter, and accepting intuition. I've always been one to say that I think intuition and intelligence are the same thing. And this is what she is approving of. This feels very feminine, but it's something that's always been within you. Your feminine energy, regardless of what you identify as well. Regardless of what you identify as, everybody has a masculine and a feminine energy. And your feminine energy, at least one of your guides that is coming through as this, is a very intelligent woman. A very intelligent woman. She comes from, I'm feeling like the Victorian ages, or if it's not Victorian, what's the time before? Restoration period, that's like 1700s Europe. 1700s Europe. There was a lot of woman empowerment things going on then that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. She's a writer. She's a playwright. A playwright. She didn't act, but she knew a lot of women who acted. I'm almost thinking of like Aphra Bain, if you know who that is. It's not important, but she was a writer. She wrote a lot. She was actually a ghostwriter as well. Not Aphra Bain, but the person I'm channeling. She was actually a ghostwriter and had to write under a man's name as well. Very intelligent. Think Jane Austen. Think any of those women from that time. Very smart, very intelligent. Your feminine energy comes from this because in this life you wanted to create content. This is how it's coming through a very modern lens. But especially if you used to write a lot when you were younger or in college, if you have like a creative writing style, this is her coming through. She wants you to be very smart. She wants you to articulate things very clearly. She comes through when you're writing anything, even if it's a social media post. If you realize the way you speak and the way you write are two very different things, this is her coming through, telling you how to write. So, she's asking you to work with her because she's aware that her method or her language, the way she writes, is a little bit outdated. And with your modern lens, it could be a bit more seamless. I feel like you haven't tapped into her in a while as well. Or you're not aware she's there. Like, yeah, I don't think you're aware she's there, but she's there to help you out for sure. And this is another way you will gain money. I feel like some of you might have like Sagittarius, because Sagittarius are known for making careers out of writing. A lot of authors are Sagittarius. I think a lot of bloggers are as well. But yeah, she's been with you probably the longest. 9 of Wands, Bia, and 2 of Wands. Some of you come from a long line of a culture where women were warriors. Some of you come from a long line where women were warriors, or like a warrior type lifestyle was very much encouraged, and like even within the household. Like I'm being shown weapons given to children, like beginner weapons, so that they could learn how to fight. You have a fighter energy within you. You don't tap into this a lot. I feel like you're afraid of it. With the 2 of Wands, it's like you don't know how to use this. I think you're aware, especially if you watch like MMA, or if you box or something, if you do any kind of martial arts. You're aware it's there, or if you were drawn to them, because I feel like some of you don't really tap into this, and you may not until you go into the future. But there's a very natural fighting instinct within you. This guide is there. You've never met her. Believe it or not, it's a her. It's a very feminine energy, which I know it's kind of interesting. It's a feminine energy that is coming through for this fighting. She's there. You don't use her at all, but she's there. If you ever want to take up martial arts, if you ever want to go to the gym and just start like punching stuff, she's there. She will show you, she will teach you. Because there's something very sacred about fighting. It could also be dancing. If you've ever danced, it's the same thing. There's a quote that says, before Aries was a fighter, he was a dancer, because you have to learn how to use your body. This person comes through when you use your body, for sure. But like I said, I feel like some of you aren't even aware of this one. She would be very easy to miss, because you wouldn't expect her to have that kind of energy. But she's very strong. I'm thinking like Wonder Woman energy, or She-Hulk energy. Yeah, she's there. You don't use her, but she's there. And then we have the 9 of Swords, Ace of Swords. Again, this is just a general message that you need to clear through the clutter of your mind, especially if you're somebody who's prone to anxiety, or if you're prone to like negative thoughts. Don't be afraid to call upon your guides to help you out with this. Don't be afraid to meditate and to channel. Because I feel whenever these fears come through, it's just you not feeling connected. It's you feeling lonely, or you feeling like you don't know what to do. And your guides are here to help you. You have so many, Pile 1. Like, I wasn't expecting to channel as many as I did. I've lost count. And it's weird that I keep seeing some like that are going to come through. And some of them have already left you because you no longer need their services. So they moved on. But yeah, do not be afraid to clear this mental clutter because too much mental clutter can cause anxiety, is what I'm hearing, is what I'm feeling. Because you're a thinker. You probably have a lot of air in your chart, so you might be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, especially with Justice here. Your guides are always making sure that you get the best outcome possible. But let's move on. I did not expect to spend so much time on this on this reading. But you have a lot of guides, pile 1. Okay, so for my pile 1, we are going to get messages from the Starseed Oracle. I'm hearing to take 2 of these. I'm sorry, defenselessness, riding past wrongs and uprooting. Okay, I took more than that. The seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. And messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. And Sirius as in the constellation. Maybe some of you like to stargaze, or the constellation Sirius may be important to you. But like I said, you're a messenger. I feel like some of you are going to learn to channel, or you might learn to work with your guides in a way that you can actually communicate with them a lot more effectively with this messenger card. With the season Mintaka, you're going to learn how to bring unconsciousness to light. You're going to learn how to gain more knowledge from them. I feel like a lot of you, especially after hearing this reading, you're going to learn how to work with them. With I'm sorry, these are your ancestors coming through, particularly that one father-like figure that kind of works with the All-Father to make sure you are protected. They're apologizing for any kind of toxic traits that they've left behind in you. I'm not going to say toxic masculinity, but that is kind of how it feels like, or any wrongdoings that they have done. When people cross onto the other side, it's like their soul gets cleansed, and any wrongs that they have done, they see the error of their ways. This is why sometimes when people channel like a parent that was very difficult with a child, the energy will be very different. I've done this. I've channeled people's like mothers or fathers, and the things they have to say about their child are so positive and loving. And then the person will tell me, it's like, well, they were not like that at all when they were here on Earth. And I'm like, I know. And you know, it's an apology that comes through, but that's very common. So the I'm sorry is this whoever your ancestor is that is coming through, who I feel didn't have the best life here on Earth, or may not have treated either you or your parents well. Whoever the opposite parent is, I guess your mother or even your siblings, they didn't treat your family well. They've changed their ways, and they're coming through as a spirit guide because, again, they just love you so much. And then we have one card from the Guardian Angel deck for my pile 1. Okay, I said 1, but we get 2. Like I said, I feel like some of you are becoming lucky. This abundance is going to come through very naturally. You're going to start seeing things multiply within your hands. Action. Drop all fear and just do it. You have the power to create and be whatever you truly want. Look inside your heart and take positive action in those things that bring you closer to achieving your desired goals. Nothing can stop you except your own fears. This card is positive confirmation from God and the angels that the time is right for you to start a new and exciting venture. I'm also seeing this as your guide saying, just go ahead and speak to us. We'll speak to you in our own ways. Yeah. Just go ahead and speak to them. They will speak to you in their own ways. And manifestation. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart desires. The life you have for so long aspired to create will soon manifest. These are both about manifestation, believe it or not. So like I said, there's a spirit guide coming through who's going to help you build wealth, who's going to help you acquire assets. It's a very money-based spirit guide. I'm feeling, if we're going by like Roman and Greek mythology, Hades, Pluto energy here. So you might want to look into some gods and goddesses of wealth to see who you can work with in order to channel this energy a lot better for those of you who already do. But this is where I leave you my pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, or if you have any experiences with this, please let me know in the comments below. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose this orange tea light candle, then we have your reading here for you today about your spirit guides, who your spirit team is, and what messages they may have for you right now. So, something about love guides coming through. I'm wondering if you have like a lot of relationships, or if you're a very good looking person and people like express that towards you. If you do, I feel like some of your guides coming through, they blessed you with like a very good first impression, or like with good looks, so that you would be able to have really good opportunities, or that you would be able to make a lot of friends, networks, and connections very quickly. There's something about that coming through. But let's look at the oracles we have. 36, take stock of your achievements. Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. I was getting something very sweet, beautiful, and feminine about you. Even if you're a man, there is something very physically appealing to you. You feel very approachable. The heart changes. 18, 31, 10. And these should be the spirit guides. We have Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. And Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. And the goddess you have is Cordelia, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Very, very feminine energy. This is very different from pile 1. I'm not saying that if you were drawn to that, you shouldn't go to that, because our spirit guides and our angels and our spirit team can be multiple people. You could have all 3 piles for all I know. But the energy coming through in this specific pile that you chose is very, very feminine. I feel like you're surrounded by a lot of beautiful feminine energy. A lot of your guides are women. And I feel like you yourself are very, like, you have a lot of female empowerment energy to you, pile 2. At the very least, that's how it's coming through. Like I said, you were blessed with good looks because you were meant to be approachable. People are meant to come up to you and learn from you. And it's kind of interesting. Where should I start? Let's start with the heart. You have a very open heart chakra, also a very good Venus placement in your astrological chart. But there is something here about changing with your physical appearance. The way people know you have gone through a transformation is when they pay attention to your physical appearance. I feel like you're definitely one of those people who, like, if there's a breakup or anything like that, you change your hair right away, or you might change, like, I don't know, like your eyebrow shape, or dye your hair a certain color. Again, even if you're a man, I feel like some of these things still apply. Just know it's going to be very feminine energy we're tapping into, and you yourself also have very feminine energy around you. But you definitely pay a lot of attention to your physical appearance because it's a reflection of how you feel inside. With your spirit, bring a gentle touch. I feel like this came into prominence when you were 18 years old. It was definitely like a calling to start playing with your appearance here. But this is part of how you operate. Your guides come in to kind of tell you how to work with beauty. I feel like, believe it or not, especially if you were like in cosmetology or if you work with makeup, some of your guides help you with this. Some of it is actually warrior makeup from like a very, very long lineage of warriors with the Medicine Mother here. Because I'm not familiar with what this is, but what this does make me think of is how warriors would put paint on their face to get ready. This is you getting ready for the outside world because you're aware that you have to put on your mask before you go on outside when it comes to physical appearance, when it comes to taking on the world. I'm seeing somebody feeling very empowered by their makeup, or by the way they look. If it's not makeup, it could be the way you do your hair, it could be the scent you wear, it could be how you shave if you have a beard. Your physical appearance is very important here, but it is part of how you channel, believe it or not. I feel like for you, getting ready gets you in a space where you're in a higher vibration of being able to channel your ancestors' guidance, or maybe you do this a lot, like while you're getting ready, you'll hear like small snippets of psychic intuition here and there, because that's when you focus the most, and that's when they want to come in and help you out. With Water Guardian, I really do feel like you tap into your emotions. You will feel your guardians and your spirit guides the most whenever you are feeling in a certain mood. Specifically when you're feeling in love and or sad or a longing, they come through to help you out process these emotions. Even if you're somebody who doesn't cry a lot, they come through to help you out with this. This is very it's like they're very aware that you want to be surface level, that you don't want to go deeper than you have to. So they're there to help you out, to let you know that it's okay to cry, that it's okay to feel a certain way. Peacekeeper lets me know that you're definitely somebody who doesn't like to start anything. Like, even if you find yourself caught up in drama, you might play mediator. Like, you might want to be the one keeping the peace, or trying to make everybody get along. Let go of the need to be right. You never feel the need to be right. You would rather have other people be right. And this is like it's a tactic that you learn in past lives that is coming through here, and some of your ancestors kind of help you out with that. It's very interesting because we have Buffalo Woman here, and she taught her people how to use the buffalo in every single way so that it could provide for them. Likewise, I feel like you want everybody to have everything so that nobody goes without. There's something very abundant about you. It's like when you create abundance, you're not afraid to share your wealth at all in any way, shape, or form. You're okay with this. What this means though, and this is something your guides are telling me, it makes it easy for people to take advantage of you and or for you to get rid of everything you've created. Do be aware that you do have to keep some of it for yourself. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with looking out for yourself. With Medicine Mother, some of you are not in this energy yet, but you're definitely healers. There's something very healing about you. Some of you will come into this when you become parents, because the word mother is sticking out more than anything. But there is a healing energy to you that you may not realize, or that may not truly manifest itself until you have to take care of somebody. With Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. You will know because you will suddenly feel the need to be very gentle with your children or your pets if you have any. It's very interesting. This is something you have not tapped into, but it's there. Maybe if you work with children that aren't your own, you might see this a little bit, but it's definitely a guide coming through to teach you how to heal. Like, I really feel your children will come to you when they're feeling down, because you will know exactly what to say or exactly what to do to help them feel better. With Go Outside, there's a bit of a hippie vibe here, because I really do feel that you're a nature lover, or you cleanse yourself and restore yourself when you're out in nature, especially if you like to go hiking. This is giving you more a forest than a beach, but the beach could also work here. Or the mountains, something where there's a lot of green. Wherever there's a lot of green, you take a lot of cleansing. I'm seeing, like, what's it called? Forest bathing? When you go outside into a forest and you just like hum among the trees is what I'm seeing. That's what it feels like. It feels like a hum among the trees. Or you might actually literally hum when you're out on a hike. But this is quite interesting. With Take Stock of Your Achievements, I feel like some of you feel that you never have really achieved anything in life because you have such a... This is very passive energy. It's very feminine energy. But the truth is, there is an achievement in all that you have done here. Even if it's just keep the peace. I feel like you don't understand the energy you bring into a room sometimes, Pile 2. People truly appreciate this. Your guides appreciate it. I feel like you may not think you have guides because they're so gentle. They just nudge you here and there. They take care of you. Like, I see them taking care of your hair whenever you're doing your makeup so that it comes out just the way you want it to. Especially if you don't pay a lot of attention to your hair. Like, I see specifically... And it's quite interesting because they all have very unique hair. The Water Guardian has this long hair, and then the Peacekeeper has braids. I'm not sure if braiding is like a thing in your culture where like it helps you connect with people or where it helps empower you, but braiding is something very interesting. If not in this life, definitely in a past life. I feel like braids are something that are very specific and important in your culture. With Medicine Mother though, this is quite interesting. I'm wondering if... I know there are cultures where piercings are part of like the culture. So I'm wondering if you get a lot of piercings done, whether it's for aesthetic reasons or for cultural reasons. Also, tattoos are coming through. It wouldn't surprise me if you have a lot of piercings and or tattoos. Yeah, because she's got these earrings right here. And jewelry, the jewelry you wear, because she's got pearls here on her third eye. I feel like you might wear amulets or certain jewelry to help you with either protection or your intuition. I definitely see somebody who wears a lot of crystals. I know I do from time to time, or I used to. I mean, I'm wearing one now. But there's definitely an energy here that you allow the things you wear to empower you. I feel like this is how you go about the world presenting yourself. Your public image is very important, and the ancestors you have help you out with this because it's actually more than just looking good. It's empowering you. It's showing you how to move in the world. It's allowing yourself to attract things and people that are meant for you. This is very receptive energy, very feminine energy, and I truly, truly love this. What this card makes me think of, these two parrots, there's another deck I have, and there's two birds that look like this. I want to say it's that Star Codes Astro deck. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I think it's that one. And in that one, it says Juno, which is the asteroid for partnership and marriage, because Juno is Hera, the goddess of marriage. So I'm wondering if for some of you, relationships are like a big key thing. Like they're important to you right now, or marriage might be important to you in general, especially with the heart here. I feel like some of you might define yourself through relationships. And again, this is not a bad thing. It will affect how you look like on the outside, though. It's kind of interesting that I'm having to look at a lot of like motherhood and appearance here. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this is like the first time I'm getting something about like, yeah, about like makeup and how you do your hair and the clothes you wear. Some of you might work in the fashion industry or in the beauty industry, so maybe this is why this is coming through. I definitely feel that some of you work with hair, though, because hair is very prominent here. Also, feathers. Well, yeah, we have feathers here. What feathers makes me think of is, yeah, and even she's got like long blonde hair. And the crown she wears, this little flower crown. Accessories and how people look are important to you, pile two. But what the feathers gives me is this air quality where you might have like Gemini. I'm hearing Taurus for some reason, even though Taurus is not an air sign. You might be on the Taurus-Gemini cusp. But Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are the air signs. So I feel like those are very prominent in your chart. But your guides are very, it's weird. I would never think that guides would come in and help with your looks and how you present yourself and how you show yourself. If you are a channeler, I feel like you might be somebody whose face changes a lot when you're channeling or when you're doing energy work or when you're reading, like tarot reading or reading people. There's a sense here that your appearance changes depending on your energy as well. Take that only if it resonates. That's not going to be for everybody, but that's definitely the energy I am feeling. Again, you're very heart chakra based. Even if you feel you have a blocked heart chakra, you are very heart chakra based. Once you tap into this, you will see, I'm hearing different colors, new colors, which is very interesting. I know people have a different perception of how to look at colors. This is something I studied because I like color theory. So maybe when you see certain new different colors, know, or when you take notice of them, or when you're drawn to certain colors, know that you have new guides coming through. I feel like these guides will come through in certain colors. The Water Guardian, specifically, this is a feminine water-based, emotions-based energy that helps you process feelings. Her color is blue. So when you take notice of the color blue, this is when she's there. The Peacekeeper, you might have Native American ancestry. I feel her come through. And even if you don't, you can still have her. I feel like she still chose you to guide you through something because there was something about your energy that reminded her of her own. And what she does is bring in abundance for you. She brings in money for you, especially when people, like just, especially if you work like in a restaurant or at a bar or anywhere where like tips are a thing, she'll bring in that money for you. If anytime you get like a big tip, this is her helping you out with resources. And the Medicine Mother, like I said, you have not tapped into her yet, but you have a deep healing energy that is going to come through when you are ready. For a lot of you, it'll be with parenthood, and for some of you, it might just be when you get a little bit older. I want to say 31 or 36 because we have, those are like the highest numbers here. And then with Cordelia, she's an old one. This is a goddess. I'm not familiar with her, but the way she's coming through is when you're in nature, you feel like somebody else. This is her coming through to allow you to be one with nature, because this is one of the few ways that you consistently cleanse your energy, cleanse yourself of a lot of negativity. What else is coming through? Let's move on to the tarot, though. Lots of feminine energy. I really love this. Also, deers might be important for you. And something about partnerships here is important as well. I feel like with partnerships, you will gain more spirit guides as well as like deities that come through to help you out. And these might be more masculine. So that'll help balance you out. But let's start with we're using the Mythos Tarot today. I love using this deck to, well, one, tap into the Greek mythology that I think a lot of people are familiar with and that I enjoy and love. And two, to check to see what the feminine and masculine energies are that are coming through. Because this reading is very feminine. Very opposite from the last one. Okay, so for my pile 2, we have The Empress, not surprised, divine feminine energy, and this is Hera, the goddess of marriage and relationships. We have the Three of Swords, Eros, and Eros is very interesting because yes, he's a god, but what we consider his domain, well, his domain is considered very feminine because he's the god of love. But we also have Three of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some of you have been through quite a few relationships, and through those relationships, quite a few transformations. We have the Five of Cups, Lethe. Like I said, something about processing emotions. It might be hard for you, and this is when your guides step in to help you out. We also have Three of Wands, Ananke. This is the goddess of inevitability. That word is, I don't like that word, but she is the goddess of that which you cannot help, of things that are unavoidable. She's the goddess of that which is unavoidable. Let's put it that way. And the Five of Coins, Penia. Back of the deck energy, we have the Ten of Cups, Naiads. Naiads? You prioritize joy above everything else. And I feel like this is important for you to know. And if you don't, you're being called by your ancestors and your guides to do so. More ancestors than anything. Okay, we have the Tarot of the Divine as well. But also notice all feminine energy, even Eros here. He's the only man, but very feminine energy. We have the Tarot of the Divine to clarify all of this. To clarify the Empress, we have the Hermit. To clarify the Three of Swords, we have the Three of Swords again. I'm wondering if you're currently going through a heartbreak, or if heartbreak is like the way that your guides and your ancestors come through the most. I feel like this is the only time you allow yourself to feel anything. And this is when they come through to help you out. It got very quiet when I said that, and I have a noisy neighborhood. To clarify the next card, we have the Two of Wands. To clarify the Three of Wands, we have Death. And to clarify Five of Coins, we have the Star. So there's a feeling here. You don't tap in with your ancestors. I keep saying ancestors because I feel like those are the few that you have had anything with. But with your spirit guides, you don't tap into them as much as you should. Because what I'm feeling is that the only spirit guide or goddess, and I'm sorry if this all sounds the same, I promise you, they're all the same thing with a different mask or a different lens and on different levels of having lived on Earth. Spirit guides can be any of these. Ancestors are people you are related to. This is your blood, this is your heritage. Spirit guides can be anybody that is like a non-living energetic being who's there to help you. And then gods and goddesses are, of course, the divinity, but through a certain mask, depending on who you're tapping into, what specific area of life you're tapping into. What we're tapping into here right now is the goddess of marriage. I feel like relationships are very important to you. And it's okay to admit this. If you don't want to admit this to anybody else, that's fine. But relationships are very important to you because we have the goddess of marriage and the hermit. So I feel like some of you are like taking a break from dating, or you're in this energy where you're not willing to commit. The hermit is somebody who likes their alone time, but the fact that Hera is coming through, this could be a call for you to just accept that it is okay for you to want to seek marriage, that you don't have to hide away from it. Also that you are going to be very blessed in marriage. Like there's going to be something very good that is going to come through for you. The Three of Swords, the Three of Swords twice here. The heartbreaks that you have had, like I said, it allows your spirit guides to come through. I feel like you have to experience heartbreak in order to learn something, though. I feel like that's the only time you really take a lesson to heart. So if you've experienced many heartbreaks, this is exactly why it happens. It's not because you deserve it. It's not because you're not worthy of love. You are very worthy and very capable of being a wonderful partner. But the people you choose are just, well, not that you choose them. I feel like some of them choose you. But you have to take accountability for allowing them to come into your life. So in some aspect, on a very subconscious and a very passive level, you do choose them. But the reason this happens is, again, you refuse to feel a lot of emotions. I feel like even when people pass away, you don't typically cry, or you will feel sad, but you don't process it. The only time you process emotions is during heartbreak, and that's when your guides come through. The Five of Cups is explaining this exactly. You're looking at these cups full of love that were not given. In the Rider Waite, this is like the two cups are standing up, but three are falling down. It's like you're only deciding to look at certain aspects of your relationships. Like, you keep thinking, why didn't this work out? If you would listen to your guides, because I feel like a lot of you don't, you would know and understand that it's because these people that came into your life were showing you certain aspects of yourself. There was something mirrored within them that you were trying to either unlearn or process from something that you either grew up with or that you found curiosity in. This is not you deserving any of the things that have been caused to you. This is just you trying to live life through your relationships, essentially. With the Two of Wands, I really do hope that's making sense, by the way. I'm trying hard to channel some of this stuff, but your higher self, I feel like some of you find it hard to connect to your higher self, or to be in this energy of like being connected to source. So I'm wondering what your level of spirituality is. With the Two of Wands, I feel like you like to move on very quickly. And like I said, there's something here about processing emotions that keeps repeating itself. Your guides really want you to do this. They want you to allow them to come through. You can do this through meditation. You can do this through quieting the mind. You can do this through prayer if that's something you're comfortable with. And doing anything that opens the heart chakra. I recommend going to sleep with binaural beats that are like heart chakra frequencies. This always helps me whenever I'm needing to do heart chakra work, because I'm also very reluctant to do so because I know it's going to be very profound. But I like to do this. I go to sleep with binaural beats that are centered around heart chakra frequencies. So I do recommend this. With the Three of Wands and Death, I feel like you feel that life is uncontrollable, that you have no control over your life. Because the Three of Wands is that which we cannot, it's that which is inevitable. It's that which is going to happen regardless of what happens. It's going to happen no matter what you try to do. It's going to happen no matter who tries to stop it. This is just fate, plain and simple. And with death here, you're meant to go through a lot of transformations. This is just part of who you are. I feel like you may have a very strong Pluto. You might be a Scorpio, or Pluto could be in a very specific placement, like your ascendant or the first house. Because I feel like going from person to person is one way that you change, but it's almost like you're afraid to do this yourself. I feel like there's a bit of a codependency issue here where like you're always in relationships, or you pretend not to be into relationships, but the truth is even with your friendships, you might do this. So it wouldn't surprise me if you fall in and out of friendships as much as you fall in and out of relationships. But there is something here about needing to transform. Like, this is just part of your life. It's part of everybody's life. We're all meant to change. Change is inevitable, as is this transformation that you go through. And like I said, it is shown in your physical appearance. This is the most apparent it is, because you like to be surface level. You don't like to go beneath that. This is giving me very strong Moon and Capricorn energy, because I've dealt with Moon and Capricorn people, and a lot of them don't know how to process emotions until they get much, much older, or until they become parents. I love my Moon and Capricorn folks. I really do. I love you so much, but this is what you do. So this is no shade. I am saying this with love. With the Five of Coins and the Star, if some of you feel hopeless, either about your current situation in life, or that you will never get to like speak with your spirit guides, or that you'll become spiritual, the Star is letting you know that there is hope. You're currently in a state where you have to just live the human experience as whatever that may be for you. I think some of you, like I said, you go from relationship to relationship. You're focusing on your physical appearance. But right now you are meant to do that. It's all part of your bigger journey to live a happy, fulfilling life. This is interesting. The Knight of Cups popped up here. Yeah, some of you are just looking for somebody to start a life with. I'm hearing, don't worry about that. They will come through when they're ready and when you're ready. A lot of you are not ready. Just live your life. If you want to learn how to process emotions a lot better without having to go through heartbreak, this is something very difficult for me to explain. Can I get a card to help out with this? I have moon in Pisces. All I do is feel emotions. That's all I do. Which is funny because I was having this conversation with my sisters the other day where they were like, you're not empathic. You don't care about people's feelings. It's like, I am empathic because I feel everything that people feel, but I don't show it and I don't talk about it because it's in the 12th house. And I feel like you might be the same, pile one, where you feel people's emotions, you feel energy, but you don't do anything about it. Like you're aware that it's happening, but you don't speak about it. And why that is will differ for everybody. For some people, it might be growing up, they were taught that this was not a good thing to do or that it was dangerous. And in other instances, maybe they tried to at one point and they got, you got backlash from it. I know the first time I started getting psychic glimpses into people, because I'm very psychic with my relationships. If I've ever been physically intimate with somebody, I become very psychic about them. The first time that happened, it did not go well because I knew every single thing about this person and they were not happy with it. They weren't aware about it. They didn't like it. So I know it took me a moment for me to truly accept my gift after that because somebody had rejected it within me, somebody that I thought I was very close with. But let's get a clarification for how to better handle processing emotions. Ace of Coins. Start small. Start with where it started. Go back to the beginning of the situation. Ground yourself. A lot of grounding, which I feel like you do when you go out in nature, pile 2. And Ace of Wands. I feel like you release a lot of emotional processing through creative endeavors. If you don't already do this, and I feel like some of you don't, it would be smart for you to take up a hobby or something where you can create something that will allow you to look back at it. For example, writing or painting or drawing, maybe even taking pictures. I know I used to write a lot of poetry. It was not great, but it did help me process emotions back when I was trying to deny a lot of my emotions. So this is the advice coming through. And yeah, I really like your guides. They feel like, it's like when you walk into a salon and like all the people there just are so helpful and loving and they call you beautiful and they try to help you out with like relationships. That's what your spirit team feels like a salon full of divine beings trying to help you out in life. But let's move on to, let me know if you work in any kind of, let me know if you work in this kind of industry, pile 2. Because I'm not very familiar with it. I know people who do, but I myself don't. And know that the goddess Hera, the goddess of marriage, is here with you. Once you do get married, because I feel like most of you aren't, but if you are, let me know about this. You will be blessed with a very beautiful marriage. And you can work with her if you want. I'm being told to get the Starseed Oracle. 3 cards for you. We have called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. Some of you are going to be learning how to use some of your gifts, your spiritual gifts. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Yeah, I feel like some of you are going to learn, I feel like you're always learning, truly, through the relationships you have and through the transformations you decide to do yourself. We have your life is a canvas, artist manifestation and creative accountability. Yeah, some of you are going to learn how to be more artistic and creative. And it might surprise a lot of people, especially if you're like a makeup artist or something. I feel like you're going to start taking your makeup abilities in a different way, either with like actual painting and drawing, or you might do more avant-garde ways of expressing your makeup. Like I'm thinking of like a drag queen or something like that. Or like costume makeup, something along those lines is coming through. And then 1 guardian angel card. Intuition. Trust your intuition and know that what seems logical may not necessarily be right. The answer to your question lies inside your heart. Endless possibilities exist for you. Stop trying to work it all out and feel your way through. We, your angels, will guide you. Trust your feelings. Trust what feel. Trust your feelings. What feels right is right. Some of you might have a hard time trusting your intuition when it comes to feelings. Like I said, a lot of you are afraid of tapping into your emotions, especially when it comes to relationships. I feel like you might, again, surface level relationships is something you're very used to. You might get yourself into a lot of situationships. Your guides are coming through to tell you there's nothing wrong with this, but like there's nothing wrong with having a proper relationship where emotions and feelings are reciprocated, or where they're talked about, or where they are felt. Because even if you speak about feelings, I feel like you don't allow yourself to feel them, if that makes any sense, or you don't allow people to make you feel good emotionally. This is such a strong message in this entire reading. Like, I'm sorry I keep repeating it, but your guides want you to know this. There is a love goddess coming through. You don't work with her, you're not even aware of her, and she's here to tell you that your beauty is all inside, it's not outside. Like, the beauty she's going to bestow upon you is going to be a light within your heart, and you're going to feel it. When you feel it, you will start crying, and you will start feeling so much. So much. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, let me know down in the comments. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the green tea light candle, then we have your reading here about your spirit guides and what they would like to tell you, if anything. The first thing that came to mind when I was meditating for your reading is that a lot of you get spirit guides. If you play music, or if you sing, if you do anything musical, they come through here to inspire you. Also, when you listen to music, I feel like your spirit guides definitely connect to you through music. If you ever find like a song repeating itself, not like a top 40 popular song, but like a very specific song that not a lot of people would listen to, or at least nowadays, know that this is them trying to get a message to you. I get songs stuck in my head all the time. For example, Usher's "I Remind You," or sorry, "You Remind Me" has been stuck in my head for a week, and I'm not sure why, because I guess I'm reminding people of a certain girl. I don't know, but like there's definitely a feeling that you might get songs stuck in your head, and this is how your spirit guides come through. Some of them are musicians and some of them are poets. They go hand in hand in this case. But let's move on to your oracles to see what your spirit guides are, as well as any gods and goddesses that are coming through. Those have been coming through a lot, and ancestors as well. But let's see. We have 43, Have Courage with Elephant. Koala Spirit, Spirit Has a Plan. Number 35. We have Kairos with LXXVI. We have Stop, Drop, and Ground. Like Stop, Drop, and Roll, but Stop, Drop, and Ground. Very grounded energy. I'm surprised this card has come through, because we have two very earthy animals. We have Shield Maiden, Make Plans and Focus. You have Spring, Your Seeds Grow. See Your Seeds Grow. We have Earth Mother, Feel Loved and Comforted. And Rhiannon, Sorceress, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Believe it or not, you have a good balance of masculine and feminine. Even though all you see is feminine here, you have a very grounded energy. This is very grounded. With the elephant, like I said, I feel like some of you may play an instrument or sing. I consider elephants very musical because of their trunks and because of how they, I don't know how they call it when they make a noise when they're with their trunks. So you could play a trumpet, you could play like some kind of air-fueled instrument, or you could sing as well. Elephants are connected to Taurus. It's one of the animals, and Tauruses are known for good singing voices. And we also have Koala Spirit here. We're like, okay, so what's coming through is that some of you might take substances to put yourself in a certain state of mind. I'm not going to say what those substances are, but you definitely like to feel good. And when you get into this space, this is when your ancestors come through, especially if it's something like a very traditional kind of alcohol, or a very traditional kind of substance that your country or home of origin, your place of origin does very often. For example, if you're from Jamaica, then you probably are, okay with the ganja. So it's making me think of that. Or for example, I'm from Mexico, tequila would be our thing of choice, or mezcal or something like that. But there's definitely a feeling here that whenever you take or maybe eat certain foods as well, you connect with your ancestors. This is true because whenever I cook traditional Mexican dishes, my ancestors come through very strongly when I make tacos or tamales, any of that. They come through very strongly, or when I start making a sauce as well. But yeah, food and beverage are important to you because this is one of the ways that your ancestors come through to communicate with you. They're communicating in a way to nourish you. So it wouldn't surprise me if, for example, you made a dish from your country and then like within the next day or so you start getting messages from your ancestors. I feel like a lot of you do communicate, especially with your, I'm hearing aunties and uncles that have passed away, or like your grandmothers as well, or grandfathers. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I know I do it regularly. So with Shield Maiden, I feel like a lot of you are there's a very powerful energy to you, that you are protected and guided by a very feminine force. It's like a big sister energy almost, because it's like young and feminine but strong. So I'm not sure if this is like, I don't know what to call it. It's like, it reminds me of the goddess Artemis. So if some of you resonate with the goddess Artemis, goddess of the hunt and goddess of maidens, this is it feels like that. You could also be a Sagittarius because I've always associated Artemis with that sign. With Stop, Drop, and Ground, like I said, you know how to ground yourself very well. Very well. And I feel like your guides and ancestors have helped you with this. Um, mm. Something about your body. I feel like some of you, I'm not sure if you do a sport or something, or if you do yoga, because the feeling I'm getting in my body is similar to when I want to do yoga. Like I feel the need to stretch and move. Some of you might do a lot of movement, and some of these movements you are doing are actually things you have learned in past lives, especially if it's something like yoga or like a martial art or something where it's been done for years and years. I feel like something like that came very naturally to you. Yoga always came very naturally to me. Like I can't remember when I started learning it, but a lot of what went on in yoga, I feel like I never learned it. Like I've always known it. It's a very weird thing to explain. So I know in a past life I definitely did it. With spring, see your seeds grow. You may have been born in spring, or spring could be, it could be an important season for you. Regardless, I feel like something always happens during spring for you, because this might be like your lucky season, depending, regardless of where you are. If it's in the northern or southern hemisphere, just take it as it resonates. But I'm also seeing that there's a very youthful energy to you, regardless of how old you are. There's a very youthful energy to you with this maiden and spring and even mother. There's a very motherly essence to you. I feel like you see the earth as your mother. You've definitely had multiple lives on earth. Like I know there's some people who always associate themselves with like an alien or an otherworldly dimension. Not you, Pile 3. You definitely associate yourself with Earth, with the planet Earth and lives on Earth. With Rihanna and Sorceress, there is something very magical about you, in that you can manifest almost anything. There's I don't know how to describe this energy. Your spirits are earthly beings. I feel like some of your spirits might actually be like animals, because there's actually quite a few animals coming up here. One of them could be a rabbit, it could be an elephant or a bull. I'm seeing koala, but also like a raccoon or like a beaver. Small woodland creatures are your spirit animals. You might see them a lot in your dreams, or you might meditate with them a lot, or if you go out on a hike, you might see them quite often. And again, with Earth Mother, there's something about the earth here. You just love grounding yourself in earth, and this is one way you connect with your ancestors. You may have had an experience where you're meditating near a tree and you kind of felt a presence of somebody very, very lovely and very healing. This would be one of your guides coming through to help you out. I feel like the earth itself is one of your spirit guides, believe it or not. Or that's how you would like to see the earth, as like one big giant spirit guide that you live with throughout your life. It's very beautiful energy. It's also very grounding. You're a very grounded person, pile 3. Or at the very least, you find it very easy to ground yourself. With Rhiannon, though, I'm trying to figure out. There is a magical aspect to you. You're really good at manifesting. Whether you're aware of this or not, I feel like you can manifest anything, whether that's people, money, jobs, opportunities, good times even. I feel like you manifest a lot of beautiful things into your life. And you do this so flawlessly because this is something your guides help you out with a lot. I feel like some of you might network very well, like you make friends very easily. And this is the way you create spirit guides as well, because spirit guides can come in and out of our lives. I feel like a lot of spirit guides flock to you because you're a very high vibrational human being, and they're aware that you would make use of the abilities and the guidance that they would offer you. I'm going to read from the book for Kairos here. So from the book, Mythic Time and Synchronicity, we have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond an earthly clocks and schedules. That goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this nonlinear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. So divine timing is on your side, and I feel like that's part of the reason you come off a lot younger than you are, because for you, time is just like whatever. It's very interesting. Like, you don't seem to care about time. It wouldn't surprise me if you were in very old age and you still look like you were in your 30s or 20s. I feel like that's something for you. You might also attract a lot of relationships with like very wide age gaps because, again, there is like a timelessness to you. Whatever the current energy is what you are in. And you don't care. I feel like you don't really hold on to a lot of your whatever it is that you grew up with. All you care about is the now and whatever this divine timing is. There's also a sense that when people speak to you, they might lose track of time. Again, you're somebody who networks very well, and I feel like this is because you're meant to help people along their way. You yourself are like an earthbound spirit guide. Like, you act like a spirit guide to people. It wouldn't surprise me if you were some kind of channeler or healer and you just like to help people out whenever you're not doing it as a job or when you're not doing it more seriously. I feel like you help people along their way or guide them. So you might actually have a job where you're something like a guidance counselor or a therapist, or even I forget what it's called, but the people who helping people find temp jobs, that's what I'm thinking of. It wouldn't surprise me if you were somebody who you're meant to be in people's lives temporarily sometimes and you don't mind helping them. I really do love this energy, and even though it feels temporary, it also feels very faded, or like it's something that people will always truly appreciate. This is very lovely energy, but I'm very curious to see what other guides come through. Let's go on to the tarot. We're using the Mythos Tarot, which is Greek mythology based. I say that in every reading. I have to stop, but truly, I love this deck. I love this deck so much. I actually manifested this deck years ago. I remember when I was first looking for tarot decks, there was not one that I could really resonate with. It was so hard to find one. My first one was the Shadowscapes, and then I learned with the Wild Unknown, and then of course the Rider-Waite, which has always been around. And I used the Aquarian Tarot, but I didn't like it. But I don't know. But this was the first deck that I was like, this is exactly what I've always been looking for. So I don't mean this to be like, this is not sponsored, I promise. I just really love this deck. But regardless, for my pile 3, we have the Moon, Celine. That's funny, because I was thinking that there's a lot of moon energy in this. You might be a Cancer or a Pisces. We also have the Four of Cups with Styx, the River Styx. Like I said, you help people move on. With the Wheel of Fortune, Demeter. We have the Two of Cups, Hermaphroditus. You embody the masculine and feminine very well here. And Eight of Cups, Charon, which is interesting because Charon works on the River Styx. I'm going to actually put him here because I feel like they go together, and I will explain why. Because like I said, I feel like you help people, guide them You help people as a guide in life. Believe it or not, you can also help people and guide them after life. I don't know why this is so hard for me to say. I feel like this is something you know and understand, but you don't want to make sense of it because there is a part of you that doesn't like this, or that is kind of, you think you're unprepared. I don't want to say you're afraid, but you're definitely unprepared to hear this. Back of the deck, Page of Swords, Cerberus. I'm hearing that's not important, so let me go ahead and get the Tarot of the Divine. I'm going to go ahead and get the Tarot of the Divine for you to clarify these. To clarify the Moon, we have Eight of Wands. To clarify the Four of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords. To clarify, I need to look this up. I want to say this is also something to do with the River Styx. To clarify the Eight of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands. To clarify the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Three of Cups. Yeah, people like to have a good time with you, pile 3. And to clarify the Two of Cups, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, let me read. No, I'm looking at the Tarot of the Divine here. We're going to read the Nine of Swords there to see what this is about. Because if I am right, then I have a big... this might be something important for you, pile 3. And it's a good thing. Your guides are wanting to tell you. I think they've been trying to tell you this. Yep. This is Oedipus, Greek mythology. The Nine of Swords represents decision-making controlled by anxiety. The Oracle of Delphi warns the king that his son, Oedipus, will one day kill him. Had he not let his fears control him and raised his son in love instead of hate, the king's eventual death could have been avoided. The Oracle of Delphi. So the Oracle of Delphi is very important. I used to be part of either this or something very similar to it in a past life, because every time I read about like the oracles in Greek mythology, I'm always like, that makes so much sense. There was one specific one that she would go to sleep and she would dream about the future and then she would report back her dreams. I do that a lot. I've done that my whole life. So that's how I know. Likewise, there is something very familiar about the oracles for you. But I'm going to go a little bit out of order here. That's okay. I feel like you won't care. Because with the River Styx and Charon. So Charon is the guide. He brings the fairy to guide the souls of people who have passed on onto the underworld. And River Styx is where where this boat is. But here she's personified as this person. You are meant to guide souls onto the afterlife. I say this as somebody who does this myself as well, pile 3. Take that if it resonates. You don't have to. Know that that is an opportunity you have. That is an ability you can learn. Your guides want you to know this. This is partially because you are very grounded, and souls are always looking for very grounded people to do this. I myself am also naturally very grounded. It's a Taurus thing. I'm told all the time that I'm very grounding, even though I myself don't feel very grounded, or I may not always be in that grounded energy. Naturally, neutrally, when I'm just being myself, I'm very grounding. So that is an option you have, again, because you have very grounded energy. Your guides want and need you to know this. Not sure why, because I feel like some of you aren't prepared for that. But let's go on to the rest of the tarot. With the Moon and Eight of Wands, you might be prone to, I don't want to call them mood swings, but you definitely change day by day your mood, your feelings. I feel like you abide by the Moon very strongly, pile 3. So like I said, you might have very strong Cancerian energy or Pisces, because those two signs are the most emotional, and they also change their ways depending on the moon. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I think you don't mind. And I don't feel like you're prone to like really bad mood swings either. I feel like you just embrace whatever emotion the day has to offer you. This is very different from pile 2. All 3 of these piles have been so different. It's not even funny. With the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Oh, and one of your guides, a goddess is coming through. All the moon goddesses, they're with you. I feel like some of you might actually pray to them, but all the moon goddesses, doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter what you name them, they're all with you. With the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords, some of you are prone to holding on to certain baggage a lot longer than you should, and you allow it to clutter your mind. I learned to read the Nine of Swords as mind clutter as opposed to like anxieties, because I feel like people hear the word anxiety and they start thinking of like a disorder. And it's not true. It's just when your mind is very heavy, or when you fill it with too much negative thoughts, it can mess you up. And that's essentially what that is. When you hold on to certain feelings, or when you read too much into a certain situation, it can do this to you. This is when your guides will come through and ask you to either listen to like a very specific song or a very specific type of music to help you transmute this energy. Or I forgot what the other thing they were going to say is, but yeah, they help you get rid of this feeling very quick. Like I said, your emotions can shift very suddenly or day by day. I feel like if you're heartbroken one day, you could easily not be the next day. It's very interesting with the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So the Eight of Cups is moving on emotionally. And with the Ace of Wands here, I really do feel you're a very masterful at your emotions. This is why I get the feeling that you might be a little bit older, even though you feel and look a little bit younger, because I feel like you've learned to master your emotions and how you feel and how you deal with them. You're very quick to move on, or you know that if you move on from something emotionally, you will bring in new energy into your life here with the Ace of Wands. With the Wheel of Fortune and Three of Cups, you know how to have a good time. You're very blessed with having like a good friendship circle, a good group of friends, a good, I don't know why I'm finding it so hard to speak in this pile, but you're blessed with a great group of friends and you have a lot of fun. And I feel like some of you definitely feel like you're meant to create wonderful friendships in this lifetime so that you can empower people, so you can help them out, and so that you can guide them in this life. I feel like in general, you are going to end up being a spirit guide when you finally do pass pile 3. For some of you, this might be the last earth lifetime that you have, so you're going to go on and become like a wonderful spirit guide. And I feel like some people will even tell you this, that you're a very good friend, that you give the best advice, and that you are so loving and full of joy, that I feel like a lot of people love you. A lot of people definitely appreciate you. And I feel like this lifetime you have is like a one I'm hearing the final tour. It's like your final farewell. So you do nothing but spread goodness and positivity and grounded energy. With the Two of Cups and the Five of Wands, another reason I believe this is because, like I said, you embody the masculine and feminine energies very well here. The Two of Cups can mean that you have like really great connections in your life. But what I'm seeing more is you being able to blend masculine and feminine energies into a point where you truly know how to relate to anybody and anything, regardless of their gender, regardless of their background. I feel like you make anybody feel at home. With the Five of Wands here, you enjoy witty banter, and even when people are being mean, you handle them like a small child. It's like, oh, they're being mean to me, I wonder what's wrong with them. You have a very mothering energy here with the moon, so you're able to see anybody through a lens of love, even when they're being mean to you, even when they're being not a great person. I feel like you gentle parent them a little bit, and not in a patronizing way. It's more like, yeah, you understand that people will be awful sometimes, but that's no reason for you to lower your vibration or to even hate this person, especially if there's a possibility that one day they will be a better person, or at least better than they are now. That's not to say that you don't believe there's ugly stuff out in the world. I think you definitely understand that, but like, you're not going to allow it to make you a lesser person, or to again shift that yourself into a negative energy that you don't want to be in. I really do love this energy for you. With Demeter, I'm getting that again, abundance is coming through for you. I would be surprised if you weren't abundant, or if you didn't find it easy to make money, because there is something here about you where you're able to provide for yourself and others. There's always a bounty when it comes to you. And with the moon, again, you're very emotionally nurturing. These are two goddesses that are coming through for you. And your guides, well, your guides are like your friends. They're always around you. I feel like some of your guides might come through in your actual friends, especially when your friends say things that are like that hit home, or that are very wise. You might have very wise friends, and you might share spirit guides with them. And when you speak, you understand that your guides are coming through to tell you something very important. But there's something very nurturing and very beautiful about this energy, where you're meant to be a guide. And you will be one in this life, you will be one in the next life, for sure. And the divine smiles upon you, pile 3. I don't know what to tell you. It's very beautiful energy. But let's move on to your closing advice, because yeah, I really do love this energy. Let me know what it is that you do for a living, pile 3, because regardless of what it is that you do, I definitely feel like people appreciate your presence and the guidance you offer. So we're going to take 2 cards from the Starseed Oracle. We have We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. I'm going to read from the book for that. And then we have breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Like I said, this is giving me guidance as well. I feel like you bring in the breath of the cosmos. Micromanaging the universe is truly just managing the universe. And you're going to help the universe, this divine force that lives within all of us, to run a lot more smoothly in a way. Because I feel like you're kind of done with the earth life. You're going to go on and be like this ethereal being who helps everybody out when it comes to the non-earth life or to the non-living life. I am going to read from this. Oh, cool. It doesn't have a number. But I know Hathor is a goddess of love in, I forget what So from the book, birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the cosmic mother and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. There is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the mother's arms. So in every single spread of the cards that I've had so far, there's been something about mother energy. We had the Gaia Mother Earth card that came out in the oracles. We have this mother's milk, deep love, and birth as a portal. And in the tarot, we had Selene, the moon, which I associate with Cancer and motherhood in general because of the moon. So very strong Cancer energy, like I said, but also there's a very mothering energy about you. Even if you don't have children, or even if you don't consider yourself a mother, even if you are a man and consider yourself very masculine, there is a very nurturing, mothering energy about you. I definitely feel that you take care of people. In general, you just take care of people, or they feel very mothered by you. Like you have a mothering energy. It wouldn't surprise me if people have wished you were their parent in some way or another. And then I'm going to get cards from the Guardian Angel deck. Wow, that wind is going crazy right now. I'm not sure if you could hear that. That was pretty loud. But the wind is going crazy. I guess it's confirmation of something here, pile 3. We have Guardian Angel. Trust. All unfolds in perfect timing. You are one with divine will. Focus only on love, and all you truly desire will manifest at the most perfect moment. Be patient. I, your guardian angel, am watching over you. Yeah, divine timing. And I feel like you will become a master of timing itself. It's almost like time will mean nothing because you're able to create anything and everything you want. You're able to call in the people you need. And because you have this divine energy around you, pile 3. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. And if any of this resonated, please let me know down in the comments below. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.